Welcome to a Tatter-a-fact. We are here at the Girls Inc. studio in Las Vegas. And before we start our show today, I first want to take a minute to say thank you to everybody who is streaming the podcast or, viewing them on YouTube. We are at like 3,000 downloads. And so that is really super cool for me and Olivia and everybody here at Girls Inc. We had no idea where this podcast would go. I just knew it would be really fun and a creative outlet for me, because I'm super interested in people and I like conversation. So to have it be that successful and for you guys to like it that much, we're getting a lot of messages, has been really heartwarming and thrilling and super cool. So just a shout out to all you guys for supporting us and the new podcast. We thank you. And I hope you keep listening. We've got lots of fun stuff coming up. So, okay. So today I am a little nervous and you'll probably all be like, why? But I'm kind of the face of Girls Inc., right? I'm the one on social media and the pictures and all that stuff, and some of my artists too. But the other half of Girls Inc. and a really important half who kind of holds everything together and makes this all possible is my wife, Kat. Those that follow me on Instagram, you see her every now and then because I post pictures of us. She's always like kissing my cheek in the pictures. And that's for a reason, which we might get into in this podcast. And I'm constantly professing my undying love for her because it's all true. But that's how you kind of know her or have seen her, unless you've come to some of our hands-on classes here at the studio or conferences, which she's at them all with me. But today, after weeks, if not months, of asking and begging, I finally got her to sit here and chat with me on Tatter-a-fact. So
hi everyone.
You're here.
So tell them how you convinced me.
I said I will buy you a new pair of shoes. So
took some bribing.
I think I just laugh snorted. Did I just laugh snort, Olivia?
Yeah.
I can feel my cheeks expanding and getting beet red. I don't know why I'm a little nervous with you here. I mean, you're my wifey. We've been together 17 years. We spend every minute together. But I don't know. I'm a little like that you're here.
Aw, sweet. That's sweet. You didn't introduce our little
Well,
girl.
we've got little Delilah with us. She is our little 4-pound Yorkie. And did you have her up? Can they see her? Oh,
she wants
there
to sleep.
she is.
She's tired.
Yeah.
She's so precious. Yeah.
Well, it not only did it take a new pair of, are those like red bottom shoes? Is that what I call them?
Louboutins, yeah.
Louboutin. How do you say that?
Louboutin.
Louboutin. Yeah, because I don't know these things.
You're lucky I'm a bargain shopper.
Yes. But it also took a glass of champagne,
yes,
right? And little Lila on your lap.
That's true.
Right, I know. And Lila just recovered from a really severe illness. I did post on the Facebook, so some people do know this, but she was super sick and in the hospital for a few weeks.
We almost lost her twice.
She had pneumonia from aspirating. And at the same time, what we discovered a few weeks into her hospital stay is she also had a disease called valley fever, which is a fungus that attacks and grows inside the lung. Mm-hmm. And it's found in the desert climates. It's exceptionally rare, but even more so for little dogs. But when she wasn't recovering and declining from the pneumonia, we decided we had a great doctor, great vet, great hospital, decided to run that test. It was a long shot, and don't you know, it came back positive for valley fever. Yes, I'm talking about you, little girl.
Right, so this little 5-pound dog had pneumonia and valley fever and survived. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle, yeah. Well, we did our I think we kind of manifested that.
For sure.
You know, we do our affirmations and our self-talk kind of alone and by ourselves. We're kind of we don't really do that together.
No.
But in this one time, you and I kind of came together and said, "Do you want to do our affirmations together out loud?"
Right.
And we did.
We laid in bed and held hands.
And we did our positive talk, positive thinking, affirmations, manifestation of Delilah healing and getting better and biting Samson and coming home and all that stuff that, you know, we love about her. And it worked.
Definitely worked.
The power of manifestation and positive thinking. Yeah, it's so true. I live my life by it. So, but we'll get into that in other episodes. So I thought it would be, see, now I'm relaxing a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah, so as you reach for a drink. So don't get too buzzed now, because you know, you get a little feisty when you drink a little bit.
That could be fun.
Yeah, yeah, for you.
Ask Michonne.
Yeah, ask Michonne, you and Michonne. So I thought it would be cool to start having you come on the podcast, because I think you and I have an interesting story. I think it's inspiring, and I think it's interesting. I think you and I are a little bit different. You know, we're two gay women, and I think the odds were stacked against maybe both of us personally, maybe a little bit more towards me because of my mental stuff. But, you know, we came from small towns, you very rural.
Yeah, for sure.
And no money in our background.
Nope.
You grew up, would you say, poor?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely poor. I didn't grow up poor, but, you know, my dad had to work, you know, crazy hours to support us 3 kids and my mom. And so, you know, we didn't grow up with extra money to go on vacations and whatnot, but you actually grew up poor.
Yeah, and population where I grew up was 2,000 people. So that gives perspective how small of a town it was.
Yeah, upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Yeah.
My mom's going to watch this, I'm sure. So, hey,
She
Joni.
is.
Hey, Joni.
We love Joni.
For sure.
Yeah. Will she get upset that you said you grew up poor?
No.
Does she feel that you guys grew up poor?
Yes, but with lots of love.
Well, yeah, with lots of love. I mean, you're the oldest of 6.
That's true.
Right. And your mom is this, you know, amazing human being, although she was raising 6 kids and probably struggling.
For sure.
For sure, right? She brought in foster children. Like your mom is a rescuer, a saver, wants to save and
Yes.
help.
Yeah, she's got a huge heart.
Yes, we know that about Joni. So we come from that backgrounds and no college. And
I had a little.
You had a little bit.
A couple years.
Did you flunk out?
Hell no.
Did you drop out?
Hell no.
Well, I had 0 college because I couldn't get into a college. I struggled to graduate high school.
You just didn't have interest.
I had 0 interest in drama.
Because you're extremely smart, so I don't even understand it.
I went through a lot of years, though, and you know this about me, thinking that I wasn't smart and being down on myself and having this complex that I wasn't a smart person because I didn't do well in school. And I was always grounded because my grades were D's and, you know, and it just, but now being, you know, the age that I am and looking back, you're right. I've come to learn about myself. I don't have to carry that complex anymore that I'm not smart. I know I'm smart now. And I think you're the one who kind of pointed that out to me. It wasn't that I wasn't smart. I just didn't have interest in academic stuff and math and science and that kind of stuff. My interest was, you know,
Definitely. You're self-educated.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Well, and so we're going to talk about that. How you and I winged it in the
Winged it.
beginning, you know. But you know, so and being women, you know, I think women, it's harder in business for women.
So we've experienced.
So we've experienced, and many times, even though we are in a female-dominated, and I think that is my phone. Is that my phone? Hang on. I thought we moved that outside. Hang on. Can you pass me my phone? Okay. See, totally organic, natural show. I mean, okay.
If that was, I'm so glad that wasn't me.
Yeah, because
Kat!
you would have been in trouble.
Yeah. Cat.
Okay. Sorry about that. So, okay, being women in business, even though we are in a female dominated industry, we have experienced that being women, women business owners.
For sure.
For sure. Being gay. We've
Right.
had some experience with that.
Oh, some not so good ones.
Some absolutely not so good ones, by women, actually.
Yeah, right.
So, and we'll talk about that, maybe not this episode, but we'll get into that. So I think, I always say the struggle was real for us, and it certainly was real, but we're not looking for pity or, anything
Oh,
like
no.
that.
Hell no.
We're just talking real. I mean, we're super blessed. And even though we've had some rough roads, we've had some failures, we've made some big mistakes. We've had some really, we've won some innings, we've lost some innings.
Right.
Overall, it's been a blast,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
And for me personally, it got a whole lot funner. Is that a word, or is it more fun?
More fun.
You usually correct me at home. I was waiting for you to correct
No,
me.
I'm not going to do it on here.
You're not gonna do it on here. You could do it on here.
All right.
More fun.
More fun.
When you joined the company
Aw,
with
that's
me.
sweet.
Yeah. So do you want to, so that's what I thought, you coming on here, we would talk about. I thought this, today, let's just kind of talk about our beginning. And
okay.
Let people know how we started. And then in the future, we'll start, really talking, about, business and being, a gay, married, a lesbian couple in business, and being women in business, and how we structure our business and whatnot. And I really hope that we can be an inspiration to other women, any woman, or anybody, even gentlemen watching this, that think that they can't do it.
Right. Well, yeah, compared to where I came from, what I was doing, to where we are now, where I am now.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah,
I feel
for
if
sure.
you and I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yes.
We didn't have a lot of money when we started this.
No, that's true.
And so tell the story, how, driving in the car and what we used to do.
Okay, so usually it was when you were taking me to work, and we would talk about at the Venetian. I was a cocktail waitress at the Venetian.
Which, let me just point out, is a great career here in Vegas.
And a fun one.
And
it was fun.
It was fun.
A little wild,
yeah,
but fun.
Yeah, and you're hot.
Oh, thank you.
So you're welcome.
Especially 10 years ago.
No, you're still hot.
Thank you, sweetheart.
So being a cocktail waitress in Vegas is a career. I mean, you get good hourly wage, you get your medical, you had 4 weeks of vacation, you get
mega tips.
Mega tips. So it's a really, really great career, and you actually enjoyed it. I mean, you had great friends there, and
and I still do.
And you,
I
yes,
still have some of them are still my friends.
You've maintained a lot of those friendships. Okay, so driving in the car, bringing you to work.
Okay, so we would talk about how could we figure out something so we could drive to work together every single day, because we did not want to be apart.
Right.
So in love.
Yeah, right. And it was true. We never wanted to be apart. We're kind of still like that now. Do you think?
Yes.
Is there, I mean...
Yes, I think, well, we're together so much now, maybe we get on each other's nerves a little bit, but we
a little bit?
Well, maybe you do more than I do.
I get on your nerves.
A little more.
Yeah. No, I know that, and I readily admit that. I tell people that all the time, don't I, Olivia?
Yes, you do.
I always tell people that, look, I'm a creative type. So I was just telling Olivia that this morning. I'm like a creative type. Now, I got these ideas, and creative types were a little neurotic, a little obsessive, we don't sleep well. We got all these ideas, and we're dreamers and visionaries, and I'm always like vomiting out my ideas to you, right? Because I'm your
sounding board. Yes.
You're my sounding board.
And then I input. So
Yeah.
we have a good
Well,
back
and
and
you're my
forth.
best friend, and now, and you're the one I feel closest to in the entire world, and love most in the entire world, and so yeah. It was way worse though when I used to smoke pot. Right?
Yes.
Right? I haven't smoked pot in over 10 years.
Yes, thank
but
God.
when I used to smoke weed, I used to drive you crazy.
Oh, same stories over and over. Yes.
I know.
How many times did you take me out to the backyard to show me what you wanted to do the backyard?
Well, I know.
Because you had visioned and you had to share it. Yes.
Yeah, well, yes, and you did not smoke pot. I used to try to get you to smoke pot with me,
Ooh, no, not me.
but you're just
Yeah.
not a pot smoker.
It just
and-
doesn't agree with me. I have no problem with it. It just doesn't agree with me.
I know, and I used to love it. The only way it didn't agree with me was it made me lazy.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get shit done. So, and it was a little bit of a contention in our relationship.
Yeah.
I think you didn't appreciate that about
Well,
me.
we didn't go into our relationship that way, right? You
No.
had been not smoking for quite some time.
Quite some time. And and I got a migraine one day, and you brought me home a joint.
You told me it would be okay.
Well, I thought after 3-4 years of smoking pot, I
I
would
didn't
be
know.
fine.
Yeah.
Smoking this one time to get through that really bad migraine. But me being obsessive and having that addictive personality the way I have, it was just, it just triggered me right back to wanting to smoke pot all the time
All the
again,
time,
and
yeah.
being, but I think people like me, we look to self-medicate, right? Somehow, some way. Thank God it was never harsh drugs or, gambling or anything like really destructive for me.
Right.
It was pot, but it would help calm the mind chatter, slow the racing thoughts, and get me out of that, which can be painful sometimes, right? So, but I just
You quit because?
I quit because, and I remember saying this to you, when you go to work at the Venetian and all you girls are talking about your honeys, I wanted you to be able to talk about me in a way you were so damn happy you picked me, and you had no regrets, and I was everything, that you wanted and you deserved. And do you remember me saying that
Yes,
too?
you're going to make me cry. That's so sweet. I love that. Yeah. Awesome.
And I always wasn't great in my past relationships,
Well, what's the other thing you always told me? Compared to your past relationships to this relationship, what were you going to do?
I was going to do everything the opposite that I did in my past relationships. And
it worked.
And I figured if I could stick to that, I just do everything the complete opposite that I did in my past relationships, I will be the best relationship partner in the world. I'll be good at this.
And you are, and you were.
Well, 17 years on the books. That's,
Yes, for sure.
it was 17 years in May. So,
Well, you know what you are?
What?
You're my hero.
Oh, when you say that to me, that touches me. I know you say that about me. So, and you're my hero. We're each other's hero, I think, in a lot of different ways.
Okay, we should probably stop being so gushy.
I know. So, but people do love, right?
Yeah.
People do love, and it feels good. Love feels good.